get him out of here. I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna make the captain, get him out of here. He has AIDS.
Welcome back to the Herzog Hoops podcast, episode 3. Yeah, 3. We made it to episode 3.
3. I just hit a three-peat. Robert Horry.
Yeah. A lot further than we thought we would make it.
Yeah.
I feel like every podcast I start, whether it's by myself or with someone else, we get through like an episode and then like we kind of like get busy because we're both content
that's
creators.
basically what happened after the first episode here. We just actually got back together and recorded.
Yeah. You know what's been on my mind? It's been on my mind since last night. Barry Bonds.
Oh, you mean steroid fraud?
I don't give a fuck about steroids. I'll be 1,000% honest with you.
I think
I was looking on the. I understand. Like, yeah, that probably helped him hit 73 home runs.
No, I'll say Barry Bonds.
Yeah, but
me,
the
I don't care about that.
OPS, but like the OPS stuff, like the on base, like strikeouts to walks, like all that stuff, it doesn't make sense. And
yeah, I mean, he was still a 3-time MVP before he had his 72 or 73 home run season. 73 home runs is just ridiculous.
And the thing is, that wasn't even like probably his best season, because I think he has a season with like a 6.09 OPS.
I don't know. 73 home runs is like the best season ever, dude. I don't
pull
know.
it up though.
Obviously, there's more to baseball than home runs, but like, I mean, maybe this season he had a. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. Works. Like, hang on, I can pull it up.
What even is OPS?
It's like how many like you get on base that like you're getting on base that many times. Like
yeah, but don't they literally have
you're getting
on
base?
Pace? But they literally have on base percentage.
Hang on,
it's
I'm
OBP
pulling it up now.
OBP.
Baseball, that's what I was saying.
Baseball.
That's what I meant.
It's a sport.
No. I mixed it. I mixed it up. I meant OBP with 6.09.
That's ridiculous. Wow.
I'm pulling it up now.
232 times. Wow.
And the video, that always will like stay in my mind. Yeah, I'm showing it now.
Okay.
Can you see it?
I sure can.
It will always be. It goes in my head rent free. John Boyce made a video. It's called.
Oh Christ.
What if Barry Bonds didn't have a bat? And the simulation is, he goes up to the plate every time. He knows he doesn't have a bat, but the opposing pitcher doesn't. So like every pitch they throw to him, it's like they're still assuming he has a bat.
Mm-hmm.
And like he calculated the numbers based off everything, and they did his 6.09 OBP season.
Mm-hmm.
If he did not swing at a pitch the entire, every game that season, his OBP would still be 6.608.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. What?
I don't care. You can do all the steroids in the world you want. Like, no steroid in the world is getting you to do that. I'm sorry.
See, the only ones where get him out of here is even that, I don't know how egregious the change was, but Jose Canseco. Jose Canseco, he was fine. I mean, I don't know. I don't know when he started taking steroids.
And I say this as somebody that loves David Ortiz. If Ortiz is in,
Big Papi,
Bonds should be in as well. And I don't care too much about the steroids with Ortiz either, because Ortiz had the greatest last season in baseball history.
Oh my God.
He was
yeah.
And also
old?
yeah. Also has an argument for most clutch player
yes
in baseball history. I remember, as I say, as a Red Sox fan, I'll never forget where I was, my reaction.
When that plane hit the no, I'm kidding.
No, but when we were down. I think it was 5-1, bases loaded.
Yep.
And he hits that home run. I'll never forget the feeling I had when that happened.
See, like my thing is with like back to Surge, like Alex Rodriguez, like is he gonna be in the Hall of Fame? Because like
Alex Rodriguez should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care.
oh my
what anyone
god,
says.
yeah.
That's it.
Actually, I can't. I thought he like at first I thought we were still back to 2 years ago, which is where my mind still is. But no, he's well past his eligibility. That's crazy.
Yeah, he should be in. And the Yankees will always be forever hilarious for making one of the best shortstops of his generation move to third base.
Yeah, no, the way
because
I get.
And I don't like. I say this. I'll say this. Like, I think Jeter was a good player, very good. I saw him like he was like they made him like 20th on like an all-time list. I'm like, okay, let's be for real. He wasn't even the best player on that Yankees team. Like,
yeah, Derek
Jeter was flat out better.
Oh no, Derek Jeter is a great player, but like
player.
Yankee fans act like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ, and I'm like, this is a great player. But like
he was a great player
like,
with
top
great
20?
longevity, but
yes,
no. Like,
John
he's
Stockton-esque, one could say. Longevity merchant.
He won rings and was clutch.
How many rings did he win?
He won. I think he won.
Hey
like
man,
5
John
rings.
Stockton had that one game winner that one time. He's clutch. Yeah. He's clutch, man. He's the greatest point guard ever.
But that's what I think. The one thing I love about baseball is like how good your team is or not. Like, does not matter in how people view how great you are.
Yes.
Like
Absolutely.
Mike Trout has never played in the playoffs, and he's like probably what, like one of the 10 to 15 best players ever. I would argue like easily 10.
Yeah.
Like what he's done is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean like DeGrom is like hasn't gone like crazy far in the playoffs aside for like 2015 when we made the World Series, but like aside from that, it's been bad, and he's still considered one of the best in the league. Well, when healthy.
I was thinking about it though, like, and I do think like being great in the playoffs can help. Like Pedro Martinez.
Yes.
Like,
I
think Pedro Martinez is the greatest pitcher of all time.
Pedro Martinez.
I think he is, and that might be my Boston bias.
I don't know enough about baseball.
But you know, like Ohtani. I can't wait for the Angels to get like they lose Ohtani, they lose Trout. Like, they don't have, like, and they have no success to show for it. I can't wait for them to lose those two, and then immediately, like, this 19-year-old, 6'5", 220 pounds, runs like a 4.1, 5.40.
Pitcher, hitter, manager, he does it all.
Like, hits, like, 70 home runs a season, somehow gets, like, 200 RBIs, like, steals, like, 50 bases.
DeGrom being 35 is insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, he was 26 when he came up, but that is absurd.
I mean, that's what I felt like. I was thinking about, like, when I saw the happy 34th birthday to James Harden. I'm like, he's 34 already?
Another
I have vivid memories, like, of him being, like, 24, 25.
Yeah. Another one's, like, Aaron Judge. Like, Aaron Judge being 31 already. Like, that's pretty
He came up a bit. I think it was like 23, 24 when he came up.
Yeah, he was 24 when he came up. He didn't, I mean, I'd say he didn't break out, but it was literally his second year in the league. 25, 2017 when he had his big 52 home run season.
Yeah, and then you see, like, speaking of the Angels, like, they called up a player, like, 21, like, it was like 13 weeks after they drafted him. It's like, damn, that was quick.
What? That's insane.
But also, you said young, like, Juan Soto. Like, he came up when he was, like, 19. And immediately became one of the best hitters in baseball.
Oh, they're definitely
it's a funny sport because, like, I do think, like, there are high draft picks I think I really like Jackson Holiday. Son of Matt Holiday.
Jackson Holiday. Yeah.
Drew Jones. Kid's a monster.
Andrew Jones' kid, right?
Son, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another kid, I forget, Elijah Green. He's, like, he was like a high school kid, like 6'3", 225 pounds, can like really run, unreal power. Like there was a video of him in BP, like he hit a ball and it went like, you know, like the Ray Stadium, it has like the balcony, it has like the catwalk.
Yeah.
He hit it onto the catwalk. And it was like 16, 17 at the time. So like I do think in Tampa, like that really doesn't matter in baseball. It doesn't other sports. Like we see a number 1 overall picks like not work out at all. Like nobody really talks about it in baseball.
No, because it takes so long for them to come up. That like in the 3 or 4 years from when
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
drafted to where they finally come up, they're just forgotten about.
Yeah, but like Trout was like the 28th pick in his draft.
Yeah.
And also, I think international prominent, like Acuna was an international signing, Tatis, Soto, and all those guys probably would have gone like top 3 if they were draft eligible.
You want to know one that's crazy to me is like Mike Piazza, taken in the 62nd round, 62 rounds of a draft. Like, okay,
Mookie
man.
Betts was like a 5th round pick,
My goodness.
and he was in Boston.
Mike Piazza, man.
And he was not in a Red Sox jersey, so that wasn't too fun. And it's made even worse when you find when he's like said in interviews like, no, I wanted to stay. Like
That's the worst when players are like, oh yeah, no, I wanted to be there, but I was traded. Like Marcus Smart.
But no, like I'll never understand. Mookie, he's probably gonna win MVP this year. It's between him and Acuna.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
But-
Shohei Ohtani would like a word.
But like I don't think he's gonna be like obviously like Bonds. You know, he started eating cereal. He started eating a natural breakfast every day. But like at the same age, like the age Mookie is now, like his numbers are comparable to Bonds. And I look at that and say, how the fuck do you trade that?
Yeah, no, I
How do
remember
you
when that
not
trade
give
happened. I
him-
was
I was
I
like,
was either on my way to or on my way back from work with my dad when that trade happened, and we were both like, "What? Like, why
Yeah,
did
it's
they
like-
just trade? Because it was him, and they traded someone else that was pretty big. Was
and
it?
then we traded like the best player we got back in that deal back to the Dodgers. So
Who else did you guys send in that deal as a pitcher?
we
Was
sent
it-
David Price.
Right, I love David
And
Price. So
I
much.
will say, it hurts a bit less that we were able to win a World Series with him.
Yes.
Like that makes it hurt less.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the time, he still probably is like at the very least like top 5. But at the time, he was like the definitive second best player in baseball.
Oh, dude, I like David Price is one. I think I have one of his autographs. He's one of my
Price was
favorite players
incredible in that
Yeah.
World Series, and he took care of some ghost of it from his past. Like that was like a thing with him. Like he doesn't perform in the postseason, and then he pitched really well and helped us win a World Series. So like I'm glad that we were able to win with that core. But
Yeah.
I always look at that core and I'm like, we could have won so much more. Like we could have won like 3 or 4 World Series at the very least.
But you decided to trade them all away. Didn't that happen like the year or two after you won?
It
the
happened a
World
year or
Series,
two
too?
after because Cora got fired
Yeah.
for like the cheating thing. Even though like I'm pretty sure he wasn't with the team.
Yeah, it was the second.
When
it was
it
like 2
happened?
years after 2020.
So like
that's crazy, man.
like they fired him and then they're like, oh, that was kind of stupid, so they brought him back. He's not a good manager now. I'll be like
Yeah,
1,000%
he is
honest with
washed.
you. But like, I just always think of like what could that could have been.
yeah.
Like, you know, we can't like I don't know if we would have won like one every year because like Chris Sale injuries are gonna happen.
Yeah.
David Price
No,
injuries are gonna happen, but like, you know, it at least would have been more fun to watch. And you know, we still have Devers locked up, so like,
Do you?
Pretty
I
nice.
thought you got.
Yeah, we have
or
like
no,
10
I'm thinking
years.
of like JD Martinez and
you know,
who else got traded this deadline. I love JD Martinez.
but
Where did you guys send him?
I think we sent him. Yeah, we sent everyone to the Dodgers, so I'm like, great. Oh, I can't.
love that.
It's gonna be great when they get
I
Ohtani.
love that so much
Because they're good. People are talking about all these other teams. I'm like, he's gonna be a Dodger. Like, it's
I
gonna
wish
happen.
the Mets literally traded the entire franchise for Ohtani. Just so
But
I could
the
go
thing
watch him.
is, it's like we know he's going to the Dodgers. It's a West Coast team. They're a contender. He wants to win. Like,
that's the thing that sucks about baseball not having a cap space is that like
yeah,
I mean it doesn't always pan out because the Dodgers have won like what 1 or 2 World
One.
Series since they've done all like 1 World Series in like 4 years of just getting everyone. Like it doesn't always work out. Same Yankees, Mets. They spend all this money and they just suck.
Yeah.
But like,
and then like
still.
you have the Astros, and they're like, we'll just find a new like prospect every fucking year.
Get us in
I
trouble
remember
for
their
cheating.
They get in trouble for cheating, and then they're like, "Hey, we got the reincarnation of Barry Bonds. His name is Jordan Alvarez."
Yeah, I was gonna say, get us in trouble for cheating. Jordan Alvarez.
Alvarez. And he's like, the funniest part about it for me is like the Yankees fans always talk about like they didn't win, like they cheated this that. One, they were cheating as well.
Oh yeah, that's the best part about it.
Two, the Astros like, okay, we'll play fair and square, and then we'll beat you even worse than when we beat you.
That's the way I always look at that. Like, sure, they cheated, but I've always like, if you're going to cheat, prove that you can win without cheating, and the Astros have done that.
Prove that. So, like,
also,
which makes
the
whole reason they were doing it like really stupid. I'm like, why were you doing it then?
Yeah. Just icing on the cake. But no, like, if I have to see the graph, I think it's like the 2017 MVP between Aaron Judge and Jose Altuve one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. Let it go.
Also, I understand Judge hit like 62 home runs. Like, that's incredible. Ohtani should have won that MVP. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's just one. That's like Russell Westbrook's triple-double. Like, you can debate whether Russell Westbrook deserved it or not, but he was going to get it because of the record.
Yeah, I did not enjoy it. I was trying to watch college football. They kept on cutting in to him.
Yep,
at bats, and he kept striking out. And it made me think, I'm like, could you imagine? It's like this happened like in like 2011. Cam Newton having his Heisman moment, and it cuts.
That would be terrible. Oh man, I'm
like, if there's one group of fans you can't piss off, it's college football fans. Like,
yes,
they don't give a fuck about baseball.
Yeah. No, I'm like just looking up like random baseball players, like looking at like just the career arc of Trey Mancini, who went from like, wow, like this guy could be really good, gets diagnosed with cancer, and then now has like been struggling. He's been like okay, but still like hasn't been the same since.
Wasn't he on that Astros World Series team that just won?
Yes, he does.
I think he had a crazy like pick off.
Which thank God, that made me so happy. Yeah. He's been my favorite. He's been my favorite player since Chris Davis, and not the Orioles won, the Athletics won. Chris Davis, I love that,
like,
man.
Aren't those two like kind of like the same variant of the same player?
It's so funny. So like, two Chris Davises, they both have like 3 or 4 seasons where they're like ridiculously good, both hitting like 40 plus home runs, and then they both fall off the face of the earth in like the same season. And it's like they had like several games. They have like 38 games. I saw it earlier today where like they hit home runs on the same day. Just crazy.
I think the funniest baseball player of all time is easily Joey Gallo. It's like
45
home runs, 120 RBIs, 199 batting average.
Yeah. Literally the definition of, I'm going to swing at this. No, the definition of I'm going to swing at this is what's his face. I can never remember his name. He plays on the Mets we were talking about him the other day. He was on the Mets a couple years ago. Big beefy like first baseman, I think.
Van. It begins with a V.
Oh man, what is his name? Because he's just such a funny player. Because he's like literally
Dan Vogelback.
That is one. I am a big Dan Vogelback guy. What is his name? All right, let's just move on. If I remember, I remember, but I don't think I'm going to.
Right, but are you going to upload again?
No. Okay. Here's my thing with uploading. Well, this is like our next segment here. I retired first. I went on a spree of uploading. Retired. And then after like the first wave of like free agency trades, back to back, 3 days in a row, I uploaded 3 videos, 2 of which did very good. And then I retired again. I'm done. But the problem is, I would love to upload again. Excuse me. But there is literally nothing to talk about. Like, there is nothing NBA. Like, nothing. Because, like, I like to make, like, just like, oh, this is cool. Let me react to it videos. Because I don't have the time or attention span between college and the other work I do to, like, sit down and, like, let me crank out a 10-minute well thought out video, and as opposed to just, hey, let me sit in front of my microphone, download B-roll. I can't speak. Download B-roll with Snap Downloader and just talk over it. And there's just been nothing to talk about. I thought about doing like a James Harden video, like, oh, he's a mastermind of of trade requests, but like that's already gone and dead in the water. It's been a terrible NBA offseason. NFL offseason, it's been pretty boring, and I already do so much with football to the point where making videos is just not fun. Not to mention NFL YouTube is dead, and there's no market for
it's
it.
like what? What's NFL YouTube? It's like
Carson
Brett
the
Coleman,
Oracle, Theo Ash when he's not
Brett
stuck up his own
Coleman.
ass, Brett Coleman, Barry, I don't care, Barry McCockiner. That's really kind of it.
About it. Like,
They're all very good content.
Do you
like
count Bengal? Because like Bengal does do NFL stuff.
He's more Madden, but like they're all
he does
good
more Madden, but
YouTubers,
I think Bengal among sports video game content creators, he's like one of the more knowledgeable ones about
for
the
sure.
sport that he watches.
But like all NFL YouTube, like the big guys are really good. KTO has like some of the best storytelling in the NFL. Theo Ash, as much as I like, I'm not gonna say I can't stand him because he does give very, very good analysis.
No,
there are
I
moments
think
where he's very smart.
Theo Ash falls into the category of I agree with his process, I don't agree with his takes.
That's
the way I feel
he's too
about
much of he gives out too many the rent is due takes where he's like content has been dry, I need to say something crazy, and while I do respect it from a bag chaser point of view,
I get it. Like
the whole Dalvin Cook not being a top 40 running back, come on, man.
Things like that. But like I do agree with this process a lot, and that's true for a lot of like basketball people I know. Like, and it's true. You're not gonna agree with every take like someone has. Like, even when people you like are friends with, but like most of them, like I agree. I as long as I agree with the process of what you do and how you go about it, and I can tell that you are watching the tape.
Like Theo Ash, like he gives great analysis. Like he's a very knowledgeable football guy, which is what I like. Like if I'm sitting and I'm like I want to watch videos on like how this team runs their offense, I'll actually sit down and watch a video. But when it comes to like him trying to like give out a hot take, I'm like I'm gonna go watch someone else.
Yeah, but like trying to think, but like football content, I do like a decent amount of it. Like I listen to like Underdog Fantasy podcast. Like I do like what they do. Like I think they know what they're talking about. I don't agree with their takes all the time, but like I think they back up what they say at least with like numbers and historical stuff. Like I think Josh Norris and what's his name? Oh my god, I forget his name, but like the other guy, his co-host. Oh my god,
I don't watch podcasts.
But I really like.
I make podcasts. I do not. Watch
I like
podcasts.
Josh Norris a lot. I like Steve Smith has a podcast I really like.
Oh, I forgot. I also Amon Shumpert started a podcast, and it's literally called Amon. It's like I'm gonna mispronounce his name for the sake of the podcast, but it's a man. It's like a. I don't know. It's a funny little play on his name. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's probably a podcast I will be watching because if you know me, you know I'm probably the biggest Amon Shumpert fan on the planet.
The only Amon Shumpert fan on the planet.
That's not true. There's so many Knicks fans. I mean, I'll say like they're not. There aren't fans like me who are like, oh, Amon Shumpert's my probably third or fourth favorite player ever, but like Knicks fans love that guy, and rightfully so.
I love Jeff Teague's podcast where he says, this dude said I fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was right. Like, he was right. I got cooked on defense. Like, I was getting cooked. Like,
he's so funny. He's such a good story.
Paul George, I love Paul George's podcast as well. But
I don't know. But back to the whole. Oh, what?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say back to the whole me uploading thing. If something crazy happens in the NBA or the NFL, maybe. I don't know. I have my own little projects I'm working on currently between this podcast, the other one I started with 6 Sports, my own writing, school. So maybe I'll find time with that. We'll see. I don't know. I need something happen. Like I need Chris Paul to snap his leg in half or something so I can laugh at him. I'm kidding. I'm not that mean. If Deshaun Watson snaps his leg in half week 1 like I want him to, I'll do a breakdown on it.
Oh, that's I don't feel bad about saying stuff about like that at all. Like,
that's what I can't say.
Every week I would be like, I tweeted like 1 week his return like manifesting Deshaun Watson like tearing both his Achilles.
No, that's the worst part. People are like, "Oh, you shouldn't, hate on an athlete because something outside of sports." I'm like, "Yeah, we should,
That's a great
especially
reason to hate
with
him.
Deshaun Watson. If it's
That's
like,
a great reason.
if it's like someone who like is just like
Like Chris
stupid or,
Paul,
like,
it's like I don't like Chris Paul. Like I'm not gonna
Yes.
wish injury on like Chris Paul. Like
Yeah,
it's
or
like
like
Devin Booker as well. It's like if your only crime is like being corny and annoying, like that is what
like
it
a
is.
Dylan Brooks or a Draymond. Like if you don't like those guys, cool. But just because they're the way they are, that's not a reason. Like a Deshaun Watson, an Ennis.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna call him by his actual last name. Ennis Cantor. Like, go ahead, man. If you want that dude to snap his leg in half, I'll go for it. Like Deshaun Watson, I'm praying. I don't pray often. I am praying that I get to see that man, Paul George himself, in week 1. I don't even know who they're playing. I need to see that leg gone.
But yeah,
We'll see.
we'll
That's
see.
how I'll determine my upload. We'll see.
So I've been thinking of 2K. It's coming out like a week or two now.
Yep. The 8th, I believe.
I've been thinking about 2K.
What about it?
Yeah, we might be doing a little pro-am team.
Oh, you mean the Chino Hills bedsheet stains?
Yeah.
Don't just say a pro-am team. You know
A
the
little
name.
pro-am team.
You know the name. That's the thing. Everyone hates on the name I came up with. It's totally stolen from my old pro-am team, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it for this. If I have a team on Xbox, it's gonna be Chino Hills bedsheet stains. Team on PlayStation, Chino Hills
It's
bedsheet stains.
crossplay, so like I would get a
that's right.
PS5. Like I would thought about getting a PS. So like before like the crossplay was announced, I'm just gonna save up for a PS5 so I can play. Like you have a PlayStation, Denver has a PlayStation, Connor has a PlayStation, Mackay has a PlayStation.
I will
So
say.
like, I'll just get a PlayStation, and then
Now you don't need
right before I was about to get one, they announced I'm like, why not just get like an Xbox Series S that's like so much cheaper?
So here's my thing on that. I got my PlayStation recently, and I got it for more reasons than just for 2K. But like the main proponent of that was like, I play 2K every day. It's a game I play the most, as much as
Jacob
I
has a PlayStation as well.
Yep, and everyone in our friend group plays on PlayStation. So I'm like, I might as well. Like I've been saving up money. Let me buy a PlayStation. And then a month after I get it goes, oh, it's going to be crossplay now. It's like, okay, like I'm still going to use the PlayStation for other things, but it's a little annoying that the main proponent of me getting it for 2K is now like, you didn't need to.
Like I also like the Spider-Man games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, like I'm
but
once
I
get
like
through the process
one of the
2K,
reasons
I'm
I
gonna
would
play
have
that.
gotten it also was like MLB The Show. I'm like, you can play MLB The Show on Xbox now.
Yes, yeah, my dad.
And
my
I will
dad
say,
used to have a PS4 for MLB.
MLB
The
The Show is by far the best of like the sports video games. Like I don't think it's close.
Yeah. I don't think it. I think it's a good game. I don't know.
But compared to like 2K, and
I
compared
think-
to Madden, and definitely Madden.
Yeah, no, Madden. I don't even.
Madden's like,
Yeah. I don't know. 2K, it's tough. I mean, MLB The Show is really fun, especially when you play like the trio mode. I remember the first game of the year I ever played. We
if
did
you don't, I don't
trio.
know about best game if you don't agree with that, but like by far the best career mode.
Yes.
Any
Yes.
sports game. Like
Yeah.
I don't think like
Madden
that
doesn't
isn't even
have
a
one.
debate.
2K's sucks. FIFA.
Well, they have they
dabbled in
brought back
FIFA.
Superstar mode. They brought back Superstar
I don't
mode.
care, dude. It's still not good. It's still not the old Superstar mode. But like, what was I gonna say? Oh, my first game of the year of MLB The Show 23, I think this year cycle is. We did trios. We played the Met. We were the Mets. I think the opposing team was like the Dodgers or something. Because that was back when the Mets were considered like a high tier team. It was like 4-4, top of the ninth, I think. And I just smoked a 2-run homer with Daniel Vogelbach, who's like my idol as a big beefy boy. And I literally just got up and started running around the room, losing my mind. It was so much fun. Like moments like that in MLB The Show are fun, but I think 2K like overall enjoyment.
Well,
factor,
it's just
especially
it's
if you're
also
with your
because like
friends.
it's just a more fun sport. Like
yes,
it's just,
absolutely, not even close.
But like I remember in MLB The Show this past one, I made a two-way player, and I made him on the Red Sox. So I just terrorize the Yankees every year. I'm like I'm gonna
hell
like
yeah.
throw like 15 strikeouts, one night, and the next night I'm gonna hit for the cycle. Like I'm gonna hit for the cycle. But I've been thinking about it. Like one, I think a really cool idea. I think I was talking with Alex about this. Like, what if like you just get like a group of friends and you all like create like a player, like, and then you put that player in like a draft class, and then you do like
Or
a
you talk about my league? See,
Yeah.
I've done that before. I did that before.
And then you all put it in like a draft class, and then like you get drafted wherever, and then you do player lock, and then like you just have
Yep.
like like maybe like you don't play every game, but like you like every like once a week, like everyone chooses like one game they want to play,
Yeah.
and then like
So I did that.
and then like we do like but like if the week is like you're playing someone else that week, like that would be and do like a little like role play, like it's like GTA
Yeah.
role play but for
Oh my
2K.
God. No, I remember I did that a couple years ago. We didn't
Yeah.
do like a play lock, but we all literally sat in a room, made ourselves on 2K, and drafted each other. Except we didn't let each other draft like to whatever team. We all went on one team. It was so much fun. But yeah, no, I want to do a lot of my league stuff with everyone.
Yeah, but
this
like
year, 'cause
also it's
gonna
like
be so much
in
fun.
my league you can be like you can control. It's like if you want to do like a realistic style, like
Yeah.
we
Like,
like
whenever
we
me and
decide on
Jacob
like
play, we have, like,
okay
downloaded
like a
sliders.
player. Like a player like is on a good you know like on the Bucks like Giannis like every year ends up on like a bad team.
Yeah.
Like the team ends up being bad around him by like year 2 of the sim. Like what if like we did so like we worked like together to try and like a realistic trade to send like Giannis somewhere, so that creates a challenge. Like say like none of us get on like OKC.
Yeah.
But like OKC has the assets to get Giannis. Like they do. So like what if they so like now we gotta like it creates a challenge. Like now we gotta like eventually like one of us has to probably face a team that has Giannis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Chet Holmgren, who I feel like is going to be broken in 2K.
He's going to be really good in 2K, I'm sure.
So,
the only
like,
thing that
things
might
like
hurt
that.
him is his strength or lack thereof, but like
But
you don't strength isn't a crazy thing you need. You just need to be able to block shots.
no,
which
like
Chet
I
can
it's
do.
so funny. Like I went up against him with one of my center builds on player lock. I think what build was it? I think it was my Kevin Garnett. I did a Kevin Garnett type build.
Yeah.
And like I could back him down. I got right to the basket, but the moment I went up from the side, he like stuffed it. Like
No, Chet.
yeah.
Chet and
It's
Wemby
like
are
it's
gonna be
getting
really
to the
nasty next
back.
year.
Oh man, I can't wait for them to give Wemby like a 15 shot
I will
tendency.
say I watched Click's gameplay of
I'm gonna watch that
2K24.
after this.
Wemby has a very slow jump shot, which is not his jump shot isn't super slow in real life, but like it
I would
definitely,
probably
like,
tweet if I'm doing a my league. I would probably set
Yeah.
it to normal.
Oh, I almost that.
I said
That's the
almost
thing,
all.
I-
On my team, I set all the jumpers to like normal speed.
I
Because, like,
can't
it's just
stand
easy.
doing a my league with Jacob because whenever we do one, he literally takes an hour and goes through his entire roster and edits every animation.
See,
Meanwhile,
like-
I almost always use Carmelo Anthony. I literally would just go Carmelo, make his jump shot very slow, and then I'm just ready to go.
No,
Like that's all I change.
I always use like I feel like the jumpers I like I'm really good with are like Jordan Pools I'm good with because it's not too fast but it's not too slow. Like the ones that are like just in the middle, like Jalen's another example of it. It's like it's just in the middle. J.O. Smith,
Yeah, I love
like,
Joe's jumper.
J.O. Maxi. I like
I've
Maxi's
used
jumper.
Maxi. I've used Maxi. once.
It's like just like perfect.
I think
Like
the team
you
that
feel,
has the
I
worst
feel,
jump
you
shots-
feel like it lines up. Like I cannot sit with Steph. It's
Really?
like on his default settings, I can't because
That's
it's
crazy.
so fucking quick. It's
It is,
so
but
fucking quick.
I mean,
I will
play
say
a lot
I
of
can
play
I
on
can
this, so
I
I'm
could
used to it.
probably but like if you're using Steph, like you should be able to go like 10 for 10 from 3. I see like what he actually shoots from 3 with him.
Yeah, no, like when I play a lot.
But
of
like
play
his
now,
his
so I'm
free
used to
throw
it.
is so fucking annoying.
It's so fast. Him and Clay's are so fast for no. I mean, not for no
Uh,
reason, but they just are.
I will say I believe the best free throw release in the game is Jordan Clarkson.
Richard Hamilton would like a word.
No,
I've
but
been
Clark,
using
it's
that
just
jump shot, that
perfect.
free throw. I've been using
It's so
Richard
good.
Hamilton's free throw routine since like 2K17. Oh my goodness.
But like
The wind up, the 1-2 to the side, bang, so clean.
I'm definitely gonna do like my main franchise is probably gonna be Portland because like if Dame's traded, if he's not, I'm
mean,
gonna
if he's
trade
not, you can
Dame.
just trade him. Yeah.
I'm gonna trade him but I feel like Scoot's just gonna be like any athletic point guard like ever. It's just been fun
so
to play
much
with in
fun.
2K. Like
Russell Westbrook.
Russell
oh my
Westbrook,
God.
D Rose, like.
That's the thing about me with 2K is like whenever I play, regardless of if I'm playing a friend or a play now game, I am never going to cook with like the team's primary player. Like me and Jacob did like our favorite players of all time, my league, and off the bench we like did our favorite role players. And on my bench I had Charlie Ward as my point guard, Robert Covington as my power forward. And in Game 6 to close out the series, those two had a combined like 35 points. And like I went like 0 from the field with Westbrook and like didn't do much with Melo.
But athletic point guards are just always like I remember like Dennis Smith Jr.'s rookie year.
My God, he was nasty.
Cracked.
Especially that was 2K18,
so was Fultz.
So that's when
Fultz and Lonzo.
That's
like,
when
they
dunking
were also
was like
really
the
athletic.
meta. Yeah, no, because
like Lonzo was like way more athletic as a rookie than he unfortunately is now.
Well, that's because he's not athletic. Period. He can't run.
He can't stand. Can't sit down.
He
can't do the hokey pokey.
The clip when he was
standing and
Stephen
sitting.
A.
I'm like,
I
get why you did. I get why you did that, but that knee is fighting for its damn life.
Oh, it is. They're screaming at him like, "Stop! I can't do this. Stop!"
Bolt is still like really fun to use for me in 2K because he's basically slightly worse Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in 2K.
Yeah,
which funny enough,
really fun to use.
Yeah, funny enough, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like what he is now, is probably like what I thought Fultz would be if he didn't deal with like career-altering injuries like right before his rookie
and the
season.
Sixers being a big dummy franchise.
Yeah, but like, I love that. The Magic are going to be so fun.
They were last year, like before Terrence Ross got traded, like having like him and Gary Harris off the bench. I mean, he's not healthy, but like the week he was, like John Isaac is so much fun to use in that game.
I hope they somewhat fix Paulo because Paulo didn't feel as broken as he should have.
No,
like Paulo is one of those players when you watch him actually play basketball, it's like this player should be broken in 2K.
Yeah, no, he's not very good in the game.
So like, I had
Franz and Markel make up for it.
Yeah, but I have to edit Franz's tendency because they have Franz's tendency like 50.
I'm just talking pure play now.
Yeah, 75. I had to up that to like 75.
Yeah.
The Thompson twins are going to be. Oh my! I can't. The Rockets in particular because they're such an athletic team.
I can't wait to use Dylan Brooks.
But like Amen Thompson's just going to be so. I don't know how they're going to make him athletically in that game because like we quite literally have never seen an athlete like that.
How tall is he?
6'7". 6'7", 215.
If he was a smaller guard, then he'd probably be really good, but I could see the game short.
Oh no, dude! Like I will edit his. Like, if his speed is anything less than like 92.
Like if he's a forward, it'll probably be like a 85 or something. Nothing too crazy.
That's ridiculous, dude. Like he's literally sick. Like I'm not talking as a player because like if he was this version of that player at that height. That would be ridiculous. But like athletically, he's basically 6'7" John Morant. That's basically what
I haven't watched enough to know. I'm super crazy.
Like the way he moves as an athlete. Like you don't watch Star Wars, do you?
Who do you think I am? Of course I watch Star Wars. What kind of man?
No, there's just some like there. You call me a dweeb for like half the things I watch. You call me and Connor.
That's because you watch anime, man. You deserve to get called. I called Connor a dweeb because he played. What was it? RuneScape. Yeah, because he played RuneScape.
You still haven't answered them, by the way.
And then he told me to name 3 friends from my childhood, which I'm not answering. I don't need to answer to that man.
But he moves like a Jedi. That's basically what he moves like. It does not make sense. Like. The way, like, I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not comparing him to this player. But you ever watch like Michael Jordan highlights and it feels like he floats? He floats in midair. Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what it. I'm like, I am not comparing.
Good gravy,
dude. I did that all the time in videos. It's like, people don't understand the difference between comparing a trait of a player to the actual player. Like,
Yeah.
I said Jalen because Jalen Green has like similar like hang time, like absurd, like explosive athleticism. Like athletically, he does do some of that like gliding stuff like Michael Jordan did. I am not saying he is Michael Jordan. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Maybe one day.
maybe we'll see. But people can't comprehend that. It's like I said once. I'm like, I think Kuminga's jumper reminds me of Kawhi's. It's like very mechanical. Yeah. It's like, you called him next Kawhi. Like, I did not say anything close to that.
I think the worst comment I got on any video I've made was a Scoot Henderson one, well, more Brandon Miller one.
Yeah.
Someone said that Scoot Henderson is just upgraded Eric Bledsoe, and I actually laugh at it because like it's a pretty funny comment.
Funny comp.
But like, come
and
on.
And also
man.
though, I think that kind of is underselling like primary boy, like upgraded Eric. Like if you're saying like Suns upgraded Eric Bledsoe,
mini LeBron.
Like literally, like Eric Bledsoe was a really good player.
I loved Eric Bledsoe before he like was just not a very good person.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
What was he like? I'm gonna look it up. I'm not gonna pull it up. I'm just gonna look it up. Eric. Yeah.
Here we go. So like here, you got it.
Yeah. Okay. He only played 31 games that season, but what's okay? So like since he signed with the Phoenix Suns, which is from 2014 to like his last full season with the Suns was 2017, he averaged 18.8 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, 6 rebounds per game. All round up 45% from the field, 34.1% from 3, 81.2% from the line. I'm trying to think what else.
Didn't he make an all-defensive team, or am I tripping?
He made an all-defensive team with the
teams.
I think it was with the Bucks, though.
Yeah, both years. I remember one year I was like, because obviously I knew he was a good defender, but there was one year I'm like, how did he make an all-defensive team? Because it's not that he wasn't a good defender, there's just better options.
And they were a good team. They won 48 games his first year with the team. And they didn't make the playoffs. Which, as a fan, that would drive me up a wall. Because especially, I'm pretty sure like the East that year, there was like, the 8 seed was like, 38 games. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm going back like looking at stuff from the 80s for a project I'm working on. And, like, there are some really bad teams making the playoffs. I'm talking, like, 34-win teams making the playoffs. Like, that is just ridiculous.
But, yeah, if at his best, Eric Bledsoe was... Let me see. Eric Bledsoe was 21 points per game, basically 5 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game, steal and a half. Yeah, like if Scoot Henderson is an upgraded version of that.
Yeah, but still, like I think
that's a
much better.
Oh, I think I don't know if I would say like I can definitively say I think he's going to be the second best player because I think Amen Thompson does have the second highest ceiling of any player from that class.
Yeah,
it's just more likely for me that I think Scoot reaches his ceiling because he's way more polished. Right now.
Why is his nickname Mini LeBron, man? I still don't get that. Didn't LeBron call him Mini LeBron?
Yeah, LeBron called him that as well. He's also a clutch client, so.
I see. That
or was. I don't know if he is now.
Probably not, because he was in China, and then he got arrested for domestic abuse, I think. Or violence, same. Not really the same thing, but.
Yeah. Speaking of that, do you see like his team got caught like cheating?
Yes,
China.
I do remember seeing that.
And then he got suspended. He got suspended for a completely different reason. He got suspended for like fighting.
My God.
But I think it's time we get into NFL award predictions. We did our NBA award predictions last time.
This is gonna be more because it's like NFC and AFC for Rookie of the Year and all that.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's offensive and defense, not NFC, AFC.
Yeah, but that's
baseball. There's MALNL.
Oh no, I'm thinking of no. That's my fault. I'm thinking of like the garbage
Madden.
way. I don't know why I just did. Wow, that really makes.
So I will say one thing that Madden has done is they still have like an AFC and NFC like offensive player like whatever.
Yeah.
But like they does give you like the overall winner at the end of the season, like just the definitive offensive player of the year, stuff like that.
I really feel stupid for that. Wow. I don't know
but
why.
we still have more though,
because
because we have MVP, offensive player of the year, defensive. I think we should start with offensive rookie of the year, because I think that's an interesting award.
If I had to,
Because
it's tough.
I think the early favorite is Bison.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna get a lot of run. He's not a wide receiver, so they will get him touches. He's not a wide receiver or tight end. They draft in the top 10.
Yeah, but like I could see Arthur Smith being dumb enough to not split
But
carries, but like still give Tyson Algier a good amount.
Okay, so like I think the ceiling for Bison is like he's the best running back in the league this year.
Oh,
like,
well, yeah.
I legitimately think like he could be, because I think he's that special of a talent. I remember like I think it was that franchise guy. He was talking about it. He said he was comparing him to like Saquon when Saquon was coming out. He said Saquon had the physical tool advantage. Like he was bigger, stronger, a bit faster. But like Bison, like he has the vision advantage. Like I don't know. I think Saquon's vision has gotten better in the league.
Yeah, but I will say
it was a
personally
legit
that
problem.
Saquon, yeah. There were moments where I was watching Saquon. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, I get you're trying to make the big play, but stop.
It's the Barry Sanders syndrome. Like
yes,
but like Bison, like he has big playability. Like I remember watching him in college. Like, I've never seen the first person tackle him.
That's how it was with Saquon for a while. Like it was
but the first guy does not get to him. He breaks tackles well. Like he has incredible vision.
Yeah,
like he will like get through a hole. Like how?
Yeah.
And then like he has good enough speed. It's not Saquon speed.
No.
It's not Jonathan. Jonathan Taylor is absurdly fast. He was like a track starter. But it's good. It's like high 4.40 speed, which is fine.
Yeah.
And he's a good receiver. So I do think he's the favorite going in.
I just feel like it's still going to be more of a quarterback award, which is why
I think
I feel
the
like it
one
might be
that
one of.
I think because of the rushing yards, if you combine rushing and passing, it's a wild card pick.
He needs
I'm
to have
gonna
a
live on the
lot.
edge.
He needs to have a crazy season to get offensive rookie of the year. I'll say that. Which
think
he's capable of.
I think Richardson is my pick, just because the system he's in. It's a system that like. You know, like we can say, like Herbert was more efficient as a passer coming out. Herbert was also like 3 years older than Richardson was when he entered the league.
Yeah.
The physical tools, like I don't think people say, oh, he's a good athlete for a quarterback. No, he's just an elite athlete. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. I think he's further along than people believe he is.
Oh, no, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just my thing is like. I
think he will have his ups and downs, high picks.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I could very easily see like not even just Richardson, like the whole Colts thing that they have going on collapsing, which could lead to Richardson having a bad year. I don't know, because like I could see Stroud really struggling early on.
I can see Bryce.
Bryce, I think will be fine because he probably has the best supporting cast out of all of them, especially with Anthony Richardson having Jonathan Taylor leaving. Like the Panthers have Miles Sanders, DJ Chark. They have a lot of good receivers. The Colts have a pretty good receiver room.
I think Stroud's in the worst position.
Yes, not even close. I mean, at least he has a good, like really good offensive line.
Pierce.
I mean,
I
wouldn't say
Pierce
really
is good,
but
I mean, I think they have like one of the three best left tackles in football.
Oh no, yeah, they have Laramie Tunsil, but after that, it's like this isn't the worst.
I think
but, like,
what's it? Titus. I think Titus Howard's solid.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. But like the thing with Richardson for me is like that system's just tailored to him.
Yeah.
For him, they have weapons. I think I just think he's further on than people realize. Like I understand the numbers weren't pretty, like at all.
Yeah.
And there were times the tape wasn't pretty at all.
Mm-hmm.
He was 18. He was like 19, 20 years old playing in the SEC.
Oh yeah,
against
not
Georgia, like SEC. Like the SEC is not close to the NFL. Like
No.
No, it isn't. It is the
Uh,
closest thing to the NFL that you will see.
Yeah.
You are facing the most guys that you will see on Sundays in the SEC. I don't think it's a debate. I think it's like pretty easily the best conference in college football.
Yeah. If I had to pick
but
one,
I also,
You
one
got
more
it, you got
point
it.
though. No, one more point. I just think like he'll be able to run, and I think his pocket presence is better than people realize it is.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah. But
man, I don't know. Cause none of the, I don't know. This is a weird draft. Like, there's no, I don't know. I'll say if I'd probably just go Bryce Young. Like safe
Yeah,
pick.
I think
Like,
it's a safe
he has the
pick.
safest team around him out of everyone that we've mentioned. Number one pick for a reason. I'll just stay safe and go Bryce Young.
Bryce. All right, so, I think it's good. I think I love Stroud. I think he's definitely gonna be better in the NFL, like in terms of his creativity and his improvising and the running stuff. Like, I think he's just gonna be better than that because
Yeah.
he'll be allowed to do it now. But like as long as supporting guys, I think it's gonna be one of Bryce, Richardson, or Bizon.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those three.
For sure.
I don't really see a receiver because like I think Addison's good. He is at the very least second fiddle to the best wide receiver.
If there was
in
a
football.
receiver that was gonna win it, it would be JSN. Because even with,
It would be
with
JSN
them having
or
those receivers,
Zay.
he's just
him or Zay.
yeah.
in
But
particular.
I don't know.
I
It all
think
depends.
Zay's
If
gonna
Lamar
be-
can stay healthy, Zay could do it.
Yeah. So you go Bryce, I go Richardson.
All right.
Defensive rookie of the year is, I think, a bit more interesting because I think there are a lot more candidates.
I would say for me, it's either going to be Will Anderson or
I don't know, man, dude. I've been watching some of the stuff Jalen Carter's been doing on tape, and I'm like, how did we let this happen?
I
How
don't know,
do-
man. I don't know.
My pick would be Will Anderson, though.
Yeah, mine would
but-
probably be Will Anderson or one of the corners. If I had to pick
Corners.
one unbiased, Deontay Banks. I'll go Will Anderson.
I think Will Anderson. It's like it just makes so much sense. It's like
Yeah.
he's high motor. Just an alien. Like we like. I'm gonna pull. Have you seen his like sophomore college
Oh
stats?
no, I've seen him. Don't you worry about it.
I mean, I think he should have won the Heisman that year. I genuinely believe he should have won the Heisman. Like it was just
Yeah.
that. And two, the fact that Aiden Hudson, and I think Aiden Hudson was a great player that year.
Yeah, no, he was ridiculous.
But like Will Anderson should have been in New York at the very least, and I think he should have won it.
Yeah.
Like, I it's 100 total tackles, and like I was like baseline stats on everything, but like 101 tackles, like 31 for loss, 17 and a half sacks,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
and like. I also looked at it, and it's like with the pressure numbers. It's like, yeah, he fell off. He went from like it was something ridiculous. It was like he went from like 80 pressures as a sophomore to like 60 as a junior. I'm like, yeah, he did drop off. He's still better than everyone else.
Yeah. Also, this isn't football, but we are now up to 3 allegations on Wander Franco. So, get him out of
Fuck that
here.
guy.
Get him out of here. I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna make the captain. Get him out of here. He has AIDS.
I've watched that bit because
Oh my
I've watched that
God.
episode because they ran like when I was younger they ran Captain Planet V. This is how I found out like what the concept of HIV
funny.
was,
It's so funny.
and I just
Like
sat
it's a
there.
kid show, man.
Man, I think the funniest thing about when Magic Johnson came, like when it came out, Charles Barkley was the voice of reason.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Of all
huh,
people.
of all people, Charles Barkley's like, listen, we're not having unprotected sex on the court. Like, I don't really see the problem here. Like, him and Larry Bird were like the two guys who were like, can we be serious for a second?
Yep.
And speaking of, dude, I always wonder what Magic Johnson's numbers could have looked like if that didn't happen.
Oh.
'Cause he averaged, like-
yeah.
He averaged
it
like
would be ridiculous.
23. He was still like MVP caliber when.
Yeah.
that happened. I think he averaged like 23 and like 12 or something ridiculous like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Will
This
Anderson, get
draft
back on
is so
track.
weird.
Let's get
This
back
year's
on
draft
track.
was so weird. The amount of players that like fell.
But I think Will Anderson, I think he could be like a 10 plus sack guy. Rookie.
Oh yeah,
He's being
absolutely.
coached up by like he's going to a great system. They're gonna get Nick Bosa as well because
He's out of there.
he's out of there. They lost the no hitter. San Francisco lost the no hitter last night. They're gonna lose Nick Bosa next. They traded away their top 3 pick for a 4th round pick.
I don't like that franchise anymore. You can, regardless of your thoughts on
Lance.
Wow, that was insane. Trey Lance. I don't know why I keep forgetting things. The concept of trading all these picks, all these assets to take this guy, Trey Lance, then you barely play him in his rookie year. You give him a shot his second year. He looks fine. He doesn't look insane, but he looks fine. He looks okay. He gets hurt, and then because Brock Purdy had like 5 good games, you go, okay, Brock Purdy's our guy now, and we're just not going to give you another chance. I get he didn't look great in training camps and preseason, but like,
Yeah, he's also thrown like 8 passes in his like entire career. Like, not kidding. Like, he's thrown less than 1,000 passes in his entire football career.
yeah, it's just
Like,
I don't know.
I don't understand because like I remember that draft.
Yeah.
The whole criticism of Justin Fields was like he's a game manager. He doesn't look past his first read. Like he just has great weapons, which wasn't the case. I watched every single Justin Fields Ohio State game. He was not a 1-read quarterback. I'm sorry. I don't know how that narrative started. But if he is, and Colin Shanahan wants a game manager, why didn't you just take him?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because it's not only the issue
I
of
will
taking the
never
wrong guy, but, like,
understand.
giving up the assets.
I will
yeah.
never understand why the Jets and Niners just didn't take him.
Oh, especially for
better-
Zach Wilson. I hated that pick when it happened.
I think Zach Wilson has upside. Like, I definitely saw like upside on tape, but like
I didn't.
Fields was one of like the 5. Fields was a legitimately like one of the 5 best football players in the country for 2 years. I mean, his sophomore year, he threw it was like 41 touchdowns to 3 picks and had 10 rushing touchdowns. He wasn't better than Burrow, and he wasn't better than Chase Young. I will say that. But
Chase Young. Don't even get me started on that fraud.
Dude.
Anyways,
want to get into defensive player of the year because we did bring up the reigning defensive player of the year that might get traded.
that would be just so funny to me.
Dude, I'd love to see that happen. He's always been in the guy I'm gonna pick. He's always been in the conversation for this award. He has an argument at the very least for being the best at his position. Very least like top 3 in my opinion. I'm going Myles Garrett. I think it's his year. It's finally going to be his year.
Yeah, because I could see the Browns like bouncing back and making the playoffs, so that would be a good narrative. Yeah, I could definitely see that. He's had seasons where you could make the argument he should have won it. So
yeah, he averages like 10 sacks per 17 games for his entire career. It was like 7 and 11 games as a rookie, which is really good. In 11 games, that's absurd. And with 9 CFLs. 13 and a half year 2. Only has 10 in year 3 because he decided that he was going to
burn.
use someone's makes me upset as a black.
I love that video so much, man.
10 in 10 games. Pretty good. He would have made the Pro Bowl and probably first team All-Pro if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's the only, outside of his rookie season, that's the only time he did not make an All-Pro team or Pro Bowl. Next year, in 14 games, 12 sacks, 10 TFLs. I'm pretty sure that's the season, like, he got into a major car accident.
I don't remember. I have bad memory.
And then, last 2 seasons, he has 16 sacks each. I just think it's his year. Like,
yeah, I could definitely see
since the moment he stepped onto the football field, he's been one of the best edge rushers in football. Like,
yeah. I think
what it is. I think easily the best Browns draft pick of the last like.
Yeah,
Good.
the bar is in hell. So
It's like him, Joe Hayden, and Denzel
Forgot about
Ward
Joe
in the
Hayden.
last 10. In the last like
Joe Thomas?
2010. He was 2007. I said
Was he that? Oh
2010.
yeah. This is tough because like I always want to go with, like a linebacker or like a nose tackle because I think those are especially linebacker. Like the hate that linebacker gets is ridiculous to me. Like I don't think people call it like an overvalued or undervalued. Like it's such an important position, especially when you're so good at it. Like
I don't know how you watch that Panthers team in 2015 and say linebacker who's not valuable.
Like Fred Warner, great in coverage, great in the run, great at just making every play at every spot and no matter what scenario. But like is probably never going to win a defensive player of the year because of how just
who's the last to win it? Kuechly?
Probably, yeah, got to be Luke Kuechly.
Oh, dude, Luke Kuechly was so fucking good.
Yeah, but like, or like that, nose tackle like Chris Jones, Quentin Williams, Dexter Lawrence. They're never.
I could see one of those guys win.
It would
they
have
get
to
sack
be one of
numbers.
those. Yeah.
Or you just Aaron Donald and you're like,
yeah,
I transcend the fucking sport of football.
He's like the only nose tackle that actually gets respected by the league.
Because like he's just like, you know what? It's like fuck you guys. I'm getting 20 sacks. Like,
yeah, no, he's ridiculous.
There's so many good candidates for this award.
If I had to go off the top of the dome, Micah Parsons. I think that it's not the Cowboys' year, but like they're going to be a better team than they were last year. He's only going to get better if he stays healthy, and he's come in second place for DPOY 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. First 2 years of his career.
I'll say he probably shouldn't have been second for DPOY's rookie year, but second year.
Who's second? I'm looking it up.
I can look up the voters right now to vote.
I'm looking it up as well.
So DPOY,
it was him, Donald, and TJ.
Yeah, and I mean no one was beating TJ that year.
No.
And then Aaron
22 and a half sacks in 15 games is insane.
Yeah, I wish he could say.
That's like I understand like 16 games, like that's like the record. Like,
yeah.
It's like because like if you do it in like 15 games.
Because you can complain if he gets 20, like he one sack over if he plays all 17. Because Strahan only had 16, but like
he did it
played
in 15.
I don't think Strahan played the whole season when he broke the record. I can look it up right now. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I am wrong. But yeah, like it's just a silly argument.
It does
people
feel
like to make the complaint.
Like I'll say this. Like I understand like. For me personally, like Calvin Johnson, that record is one I never want to see broken. Like I just never want to see anyone. It feels kind of inevitable that Jefferson's gonna do it just based off like,
we've seen. Yeah,
it's just like, wow, he improved by like 300 yards again.
Yep.
And I think he might break it to the point where it's like, okay, we can't deny it at this point. Like
no,
but I think Parsons could win it. I just like Myles Garrett's always been one of my favorite players in the NFL. Like I've always liked him. Yeah, like when he hit Mason Rudolph in the head with the helmet, that made me like him even more. But Parsons, I didn't. I don't know if you saw. I did not see. I thought he was gonna be good, but like, I didn't see like this. I thought it was gonna be like a jack of all trades, like a Hassan Reddick. Like he's good, but like you don't really know what position he's playing. And then he just said like, we're gonna play him at all the positions. Like we're just.
No. The Cowboys have handled like his like on field positions like perfectly, which is why like I wanted the Giants to take him, but like I didn't have faith in Patrick Graham to use him properly. Now with Wink, I think he'd be great in Wink Martindale's system, which hindsight 2020, but I did not trust him with Patrick Graham with him.
And it's funny because they wanted Surtain in that draft, the Cowboys did, which that would have been a great pick as well. That would have been
giant. That draft pisses me off because Dave Gettleman is just such a goddamn moron. We could have had so many like generational players, but he said nope. We're gonna trade back, take Kadarius Toney, who we're not gonna use, and then a different GM, but trade him. It's just so stupid. It worked
Man,
out because we got Darren Waller and Evan Neal, but like,
if the Niners didn't just trade up, they could have just gotten Fields. That's so.
I don't
they
know
could
what
have just
they're
gotten Micah Parsons, which is funny because
Oh my god,
Micah
imagine
Parsons
Bosa and
went-
Parsons, dude.
dude,
good
I would
God.
hate that. So you're going not Donald,
Parsons.
but Parsons. I'm going Garrett. It's Aaron Donald. I don't think we can rule out the possibility that he's just.
He just has to be
like,
healthy, and he wasn't last
yeah.
year, and he's an old man now, so I don't know.
I think that's like the same T.J. Watt thing.
Yeah. Oh, TJ
Which
Watt
I-
could easily win if he's healthy, but he
Yeah.
just hasn't been.
Also, like T.J. Watt, like most valuable player. I'm not saying he's gonna win MVP, but most valuable player. Like every time he plays, like they're just better.
Yeah, by a mile.
That's like interesting. Offensive player of the year isn't one that
Justin Jefferson, probably.
I mean, if I'll get the trend, but
Like, if I had to pick one off the top of my dome, it's probably Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson. If we look at the trend, rookie year, 1.4K yards, 7 TDs. Year 2, 1.6K yards, 10 TDs. Year number 3, 1.8K yards, 8 TDs. Led the league in receptions and yards. And based off that trend, it sounds ridiculous to say, but I don't think it's out of the cards that he goes for 2K.
I could definitely
Which is
see it.
wild. I don't think it's out of the cards.
Especially with the
but,
Vikings having, the whole new coaching staff and all that, and hopefully Kirk Cousins can.
Yeah, that's something I always feel
average.
like. It's like, man, he has the best time. It's like, just get the ball to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Especially now with like the addition of TJ Hawkins and Jordan Addison, it's just going to open up that offense even more.
Oh no, yeah, because he's the best wide receiver in football.
Yeah.
Not
even
I think
close.
Devontae Adams is up there, especially considering what he did with Derek Carr and Jared Stidham this year, and he still looked like the same he did with the with the MVP.
Yeah.
He's still up there. Reek's gonna be up there. Diggs is gonna be up there, although I'm not. I think
Isaiah
Diggs is a
Hodgins.
crazy. I think Diggs might be a crazy person.
He's like the definition of when you see memes about wide receiver tweets, he's like who that came from. He is so funny.
Have you ever seen the video? It's like, who would you not let date your daughter? And everyone's
And they all say Stephon Diggs. Yep.
And Diggs like, I'm a great guy. Like, what? I'm a great guy. I'm like, yes, that's what great guys say. They always go around proclaiming how great of a guy they are. That was a really funny video, but yeah, Jefferson,
I don't think
he's special.
It's probably.
I think
we
we were
should
talking.
just both say
It's Jefferson.
Yeah,
No
doubt.
I can't think of a running back unless Derrick Henry. There's a Derrick Henry thing.
Saquon,
maybe.
Derrick Henry, maybe if they have crazy healthy years. If McCaffrey gets another 1,000.
So if they make the
potentially.
playoffs and in Nasty Man's man and Chubb just
Nick
leads the
Chubb,
league in
yeah, that's a
rushing.
really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are other candidates, but I don't know if he's I think I feel like Jefferson might be the best non-quarterback in football.
Yeah.
I think there are other candidates. I think there are other best offensive non
Okay. there we
QB.
go.
But I think there are great defensive players that can make a claim for that.
Trent Williams
I think
would probably be that if he was healthy
the-
last year.
Yes, and I think it's probably Donald because Donald was still really good when he played.
Yeah.
But MVP. I will preface this. I was gonna go with Joe Burrow, and then I remembered the injury.
Yeah, it wasn't a
So I don't
serious
know.
injury though. I think he's back
But,
practicing today, from what I heard.
Yeah.
Give me
okay,
Danny Dimes. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna go Burrow. I just feel
That's
like
not bad.
he's a-
I think it's I want to pick Mahomes, but
that's the
they're-
easy pick.
nah, yeah,
But,
that's what I'm thinking.
I feel like it would
could
have
see,
to throw for 55 TDs this season to win.
Yeah, he'd. Yeah, I
It's
could
the
see
same way I feel about the Heisman with Caleb.
Yeah, I could see like Trevor Lawrence making a jump. I don't think he'll be MVP. I could see the jump.
Herbert, new OC.
Yeah, Herbert. Their offense is weird. I don't like Brandon. I hate Brandon. I hate their coach. I hate Brandon Staley so much. You have no idea. I hate him. I don't know. It's so tough.
Hurts is going to be in there.
They're never going to let him win MVP. The narrative around him having too good of a team is never going to allow him to win an MVP. Even if he's as talented as we all know he is, the league will never, or voters will not.
Yeah, that always bothers me. It's like, no, like I understand he's a good cast, but he's legitimately gotten better like every year.
No, he's a very good player.
He's very good. Like,
yeah,
it's just going to be Lamar. If he stays healthy,
Dak Prescott. No,
I'll go halfway this year.
Yeah, I kind of want to go Burrow, but I don't want to. We've done doubles a lot.
Yeah. So I think Allen.
No, no.
Is Allen just like good Carson Wentz? He's a super Carson Wentz.
Stop that. No.
Listen, I'm gonna get my takes off, bro. He's a division rival. Like, oh my god, I'm trying to think who else.
I really want to go T-Law because I really could see Trevor Lawrence making that leap. I don't know how good the rest of his team's going to be. His offense is looking very good. He has a very good receiving core, good offensive line, good running back. The defense, though, isn't. It's a fine defense. They have good guys. They have good young guys, really good young guys. But overall, it's just meh.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They just got to, stop making the edge rushers drop back into coverage every play. Even though they're capable of it, but still, like, rush the passer. Like,
I'm gonna go crazy. I don't know. I don't see.
I don't hate T-Law. I don't hate the T-Law pick.
I don't think he will. I don't hate it. It's like I want to say T-Law, but I don't think he will.
I think he could make a case for it.
He'll probably if he has a season, I think he will. He'll probably end like top 3, top 4 voting.
No Rodgers love. No Rodgers.
No. That guy made fun of Jihad Ward, so now I hate him.
Oh God! I think I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think it would be really cool if Gino somehow won that award.
No, I don't think.
I do think he's gonna have like another Pro Bowl.
Oh, it'll be good again, no doubt.
I think he'll definitely be like really good. I like the weapons they have. Comeback player of the year. I'm not saying this to be like mean or as a joke. Like I genuinely think they're just gonna give it to DeMar Hamlin. I genuinely just think that's going to happen. If
I don't know. It depends. I could see it, yeah. I'd say we will preface that we think it's going to be DeMar, but realistically, let's give like who we think it could be, which is weird because I can't off the top of my dome. Jonathan Taylor would be a good one.
Jonathan Taylor, but I don't know. Like if he's on like that's a whole weird situation.
He's the soon-to-be Miami Dolphin. Bryce.
Yes, that's gonna be what we need in Miami.
Jordan Love. I mean, it's not technically comeback, but like,
I mean, like, I think the thing is like you use like the Geno argument for that, but like we saw
the NFL
Geno
needs to make a most improved.
Before. Like we saw Geno start before and then get benched.
Oh yeah, we saw him start. I saw him start. Yeah, I sure did watch him start. Yeah, and he was fucking terrible. Sorry if that was loud, but I don't like Ben McAdoo at all.
I think who was not good last year that's usually good.
I'm also trying to think of like guys who got hurt, which is why Jonathan Taylor came to mind.
I feel like
Derrick Henry, he played enough to where he wouldn't be.
Oh, Derrick Henry like almost like led the league in rushing. It felt like
I know
he was close.
Was hurt.
I'm not too optimistic because from what I've heard, like that knee injury like kind of cooked his athleticism. But like if Chase Young has a bounce back year,
that's not a bad one. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't support it, but it's not a bad one.
If Donald has a bounce back year,
yeah, but how many games did he play?
He had like 4 sacks last year, which is like beyond a low standard for him. He played 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, even though he didn't have a great year, like, he played enough games.
Baker?
That's my pick. For the sake of how much I love Baker coming out of college and still do, give me Baker Mayfield. I love that guy so much.
Baker. You know what? I'm gonna go with Matt Stafford. I'm gonna go with Matt
Grandpa.
Stafford. He only played 9 games. He played 9 games. You know, didn't look good. You know, people talked about retirement, but you know, when I see like $50 million guarantee, I think that's a reason. That's a good reason, you know, to want to come back.
Yes, for sure.
And you know,
I'm so glad.
I don't think it was.
Stafford's probably my second favorite quarterback of all time, behind Eli. In all honesty, I love Stafford.
You know, if Russ is like competent,
no,
it's like
they gave it to.
Listen, man, he was so bad.
No, I know.
He was so bad.
It just depends on if they want to do the whole. We're gonna, even though it's comeback, we're gonna do. You were bad. They just make a most improved player award, man. That way you can have it for a comeback player of the year because your league is just full of good players.
You see, I wish like Trey Lance to so be something in training camp and they kept him because he would be my easy pick.
Yes, not a yeah.
He would have been my easy pick. Like, but it's probably gonna be DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it. Like, you know, to come back from that is insane.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah, but like if we're talking about other people, like you said Baker, you know, got cut. Jonathan Taylor, Stafford. Before we're gonna wrap this up soon, but like I want to do it quickly. Like just go through like passing, who you think's gonna lead the league in passing TDs, things like that.
Okay.
What do you think about passing yards? Because that's
probably Patrick Mahomes.
It's probably gonna be Mahomes.
Probably Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
I think Burrow could make a case for it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm gonna go Mahomes. I think Burrow's gonna lead the league in passing touchdowns, though.
Give me T-Law for that one.
And then, do you want to be mean and say who's gonna lead the league in interceptions?
Yeah, and for the sake of how much I hate him, Deshaun Watson.
I could see that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I could unironically see that.
I could see it.
Probably him or Dak.
Dak. I could see Allen throw some. Well, Allen throws some.
Yeah, but he's not going to throw enough. Balls. I know you don't like him, but he's not going to throw enough.
No, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean this in like a mean way. Like, I do mean this in a mean way, but like, I don't like mean it just because like, I don't like him. Like he legitimately like threw some balls that should have been picked off last year.
I know.
He threw like 10 of them. Like, why wasn't this one picked off?
Yeah.
I think he's incredible. Like I think like he is basically what people thought Wentz was going to be after the MVP year.
Yeah.
And that's just like freak athlete, can run, great improviser, can have an arm. But you know, also like not the greatest decision maker in the world. Like people throw a ball, like sometimes it's like
what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
I don't know. Yeah, but I think probably Dak are nasty, man.
Yeah.
Receiving yards, Jefferson.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson.
Receptions, Jefferson.
Yeah, I can see like him or like Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Touchdowns,
Kelsey. But like, I could see Jefferson going for the Triple Crown.
Oh, I could definitely see it too, but I'm gonna go Kelsey.
I think Kupp could make an interesting case because he did play at a good pace when he was.
I could see him doing receptions and maybe I could see him doing receptions.
I could see him doing receptions and touchdowns.
Yeah.
Rushing yards, I'm gonna go Nick Chubb.
Yeah, because I
think he's the most consistent.
Derrick Henry's getting old. Jonathan Taylor's hurt.
And even if like he,
rookie,
like I could see Bijan doing it, but I just like not.
I don't trust Arthur Smith enough.
Rushing touchdowns. Probably gonna go Nick Chubb again.
Right, yeah, that one I'd go Nick Chubb almost definitely, unless Derrick Henry is like still really good and not hurt.
Good. Sacks, give me Micah Parsons.
Yeah, probably if TJ Watt's healthy, give me TJ Watt.
And then interceptions. That's a tough one. It's never someone you expect it to be.
Like
I'm gonna go with the safe one. Give me Minka.
That's a good one. I want to give it to like Xavier McKinney, but like the thing is that defenses just don't throw at him anymore, so he doesn't get interceptions like that.
Because like picks don't define how good a corner is. Like they're not gonna. Like I think early on they're gonna test.
Even safeties.
I think early on they're gonna test Sauce a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, I think he's also like by like week 3, they're just like, we're not throwing at him. Like,
Yeah.
like I think people talk about like I think he could hit a sophomore like slump potentially, but
Yeah.
like I also think like people like he's a bit grabby. Yeah, I think like, maybe he got away with like a pass interference here and there. He also was just that good.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. No
yeah,
doubt.
like he was just legitimately like probably the best DB cornerback in football that year.
Yeah.
I think he has to do it for like a year or two more to like solidify his spot as the best in the league. But like again, that's like he's not gonna get thrown at.
No. That's the thing.
Like,
It's
really,
like it's hard to do it because all the good defensive backs and safeties and all that, they don't get thrown to.
I think the way it would happen is of like you like an AJ Boye like Jalen Ramsey situation where it's just like they're both like elite, but like we gotta throw at one of them. We gotta
Yeah.
I think that could be so. But like finding out what that team is.
Oh, man.
So I
I
think
guess
what's like the best
Seahawks.
What's the cornerback duo? Oh, Tariq could definitely do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think
Tariq Woolen,
Witherspoon's going to be their lockdown.
That's what I'm
gonna be
saying.
their
Because like
lockdown
he
guy.
already got like 6 or 7 interceptions last year. Now they already have another good corner there, so I could definitely see it. I love Tariq Woolen.
I like is Quantre Diggs still there?
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Tariq Woolen is one of the ones where I'll hop on my own schmeat and rotate a little bit because I was very correct on him.
He was like.
Like guys like him, I mean, not really. Like I'm trying to think of someone. Isaiah Likely, he hasn't proven like that he's going to be a star, but
he
like
looked fine.
he was really good when he was on the field. The problem is that he's playing behind Mark Andrews, and they also drafted another tight end in that year's draft. But I think that he'll separate himself from I don't remember the guy's name, but like this year, my big one is Ivan Pace Jr., who looked incredible in the preseason and made the Vikings roster as a UDFA. And they only have 4 linebackers, and none of them are very good.
Sleeper, I forgot to mention the sleeper for defensive rookie of the year, Brian Brandt.
Yes, yeah, I loved him. I
can't believe he fell that far. I can't believe their draft went in reverse. I'm like, usually you draft the quarterback first, the DB second,
the
linebacker third, and the running back fourth.
Because they're all good players. Jameer Gibbs is great. Jack Campbell's
I think Jameer
great.
Gibbs could be, if he's like just like a scrimmage yardage monster, which I think he could be.
Yeah, it's just like Jack Campbell. I had as like linebacker. I had Trenton Simpson as 1. Trenton Simpson falling to the 3rd round is something I did not understand.
Injuries.
Yes, but they weren't severe, and he's way too gifted athletically, and I don't know a better word, but IQ wise, I guess, to have fallen that far. He is like absurdly athletic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think all the rookie defensive tackles are going to be good. Priestley looked good in the preseason.
I did not understand. He might be good, but I did not understand the hype.
Priestley
I
looked
didn't
good in the
see.
preseason.
I don't know. Maybe that'll bite.
Jalen Carter. Like every time I watch Jalen Carter, I'm like, they can't keep getting away with this. Like,
I'll say I think he's good, but like the way people are talking about him as the best player in the draft, where they're like, "Oh, and they let the Eagles get the best player in the draft," like he's not.
I mean,
the best player in the
I think
draft.
he probably. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like
he could be, but I just don't.
I think
he was.
I watched the Ohio State game. He had the guard and center fighting for their damn life the entire
No, I
game,
get that.
and you could tell also. You're taking some plays off, aren't you? And you're still the best player on the field.
Yeah.
But, like, oh, man, dude. I can't believe it. Georgia had a defensive line of him and Jordan Davis. And you know what? Now they have it in the NFL.
Yep. Unbelievable.
And he gets to be mentored by Fletcher Cox. Like, that, great.
And
he
I
couldn't
mean,
have
everyone
landed
else
in
there.
But I just think, like, dude, he reminds me a lot of Quinnen.
Yeah,
I love
Quinnen Williams.
Like, he reminds me a lot of Quinnen, but I think this is gonna be a fun NFL season. You know, new faces and new places. You know,
I'm so excited. This rookie
Jets got a new QB.
This draft class is it's definitely. I mean, it's the one I look at the most because I started doing crazy scouting like 2 years ago. But like this draft class is so much fun. It's been so much fun to watch.
And then, you know, it's like fun for like everyone, you know, like like for the good teams, like, you get to watch like, oh, how's Aaron Rodgers gonna do in the Jets? How's Jordan
Hopefully
Love gonna
terrible.
look? Like, how's Russ gonna look under a new head coach? Like things like that. Is if Patrick Mahomes wins the ring this upcoming season, like he's not there yet, because like again, like, Brady's done so much, but like it's just getting him close. I think he's second all time. Like,
I mean, talent wise, he's the best.
Talent wise, but also it's like 2 Super Bowl rings, like 2 Super Bowl MVPs, I believe.
Yeah.
And 2 MVPs. So like if he ends his 3rd season with 3 rings, 3 MVPs, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, that will solidify his second all time. Like, people's like, what does he have to do to overtake Rodgers? I'm like, I understand Rodgers has longevity, but
Yeah.
Mahomes has proven more with less time.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a big fat.
Like
phony.
Rodgers was Mahomes before Mahomes when he won that first ring. Like how many more could he get?
Oh yeah.
The thing is, Mahomes has proven he can do it again
with like not much. I won't say not much health because,
but like people talked about. But they did say like, what can he do without Hill?
Yeah,
and
no,
what did he do?
like, that's what I'm saying. Like he has a good offensive line and a really good tight end, but like 7th round rookie running back, like nothing on the receiving core. Like he definitely doesn't have it the easiest, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Just doesn't matter.
And so like that's an interesting storyline, and I think the upcoming draft is an interesting storyline. Like I think people like are gonna be bad. They're like, what do we need to do to get Caleb?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm very excited.
And like I like Drake May a lot. Like it's gonna take Drake May doing something like truly special to overtake Caleb.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Caleb is like I'm not like an expert, but I'm not an expert by any means. He's like, from what I've seen, he's better than Trevor was, and Trevor was special.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Bryce. And I thought Bryce was special.
Yeah.
I think it's a legit debate between like him and Burrow.
Yeah. No.
So I think Burrow was and it's like I think I could see it being Burrow, like, and I think you could maybe even push it into like the Andrew Luck too. Like we're talking about like that with that.
Yeah.
Like I don't like he's not the tallest guy in the world, but he's built like Jalen Hurts basically.
Yeah.
He can run, strong arm, good accuracy. Maybe he needs to work a bit on like maybe don't throw a fastball here or there.
Yeah.
But like he reads the field well, mostly accurate. And he just has like like that mindset, like it's like the cliche, like he has a killer mindset. Like you just need those guys. Like Bryce had it, Burrow had it, Mahomes has it. Like we're like when the game's on the line, like your mindset is if you're on the road, I'm gonna rip the heart of every fan in the stadium out right now. Like I think of like Rodgers when he plays like the Bears.
Yeah.
Or the Cowboys, like I'm going to break everyone's heart right here and now.
Yeah.
And it's like Caleb has that, and like I know like 2-time Heisman feels inconceivable. He's just that good.
Yeah, no, it could happen.
Like I think like it could. Like he's off to a good start. Like I know he didn't play the greatest team, but like you see the play, like he like bobbled the snap, picked it up, and then launched it like 50 yards on a dime down the field.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like he can set it down right now, and he'll be the number 1 pick. Like, but he's not. He's a competitor. I mean, there's other great players like Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dad was a great player.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, but who I like. I know people talk about like tight ends like not being valuable, but Brock Bowers is just that dude.
Yeah, I love Brock. I love Brock Bowers.
The tackles. I forget. He's at Penn State, I think.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head.
He like would have been like a top 10 pick if he came out this past year.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize it until like it was too late. It's like, oh wait, what? He's like, oh wait.
Yeah.
But he's good. Joe Alt. Like you need a tackle. You can get a tackle. Coolest name in the draft. Kool-Aid
McKinstry. Yep.
Really good.
That guy.
Dallas Turner from Alabama. He's good. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to with this draft. You know, outside of like Drake Maye's, like I don't think he's on Caleb's level, but he's really good. Like that's still a guy you could build your franchise around, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Bo Nix might be a draftable, like might be like a first or second round pick. Like he's actually like developing. I can't believe he's actually developed.
I remember he was supposed to be the second coming of Christ when he went to college, and then he just didn't do anything. Did he start at Auburn?
He had a really good year at Oregon.
Yeah, that's where he went after. Yeah.
I know, like you know, like I think a really fun is like what's going on with Spencer Rattler.
I don't
because
about that, man.
You know, a lot of what I've heard is like he's been like humbled a lot by what like transpired, but also, do you remember how we ended like this past season?
No, I did not watch much.
They beat Tennessee. I think they were ranked 4th in the country at the time.
Yep.
Rattler beats them. He knocks them out of the playoffs because I think that was like their first or second loss of the season.
Yeah.
Goes on the road at Clemson. They're ranked. They have 1 loss. And if Clemson, like, I still believe if any of if one of Bama, LSU, like Clemson, like, any of those guys like didn't have 2 wins, like they would have gotten over TCU.
Yeah.
I probably think that would happen. So like Bama, Clemson was like they were going to win like the ACC title. Rattler beats them, knocks them out of the playoffs. So he's knocked 2 teams out of the playoffs, and he played really well, and like, it felt different. It's like I am interested to see, and like, it would be cool to see if he's grown up, you know, if he's gotten more mature, and it would be cool to see him maybe
Hopefully.
get a chance. And then not Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton.
Fraud.
Joe Milton, like
what about
6'5", cannon of an arm, probably the strongest arm in the country.
Yeah.
Like legit, he's like one of those like on his knees can like launch like 50, 60 yards, guys. Interesting to see what he does. But you know, like it's just a fun class. Like Ohio State has a bunch of receivers. I don't know who's gonna start for them, because like that would be McCord, because like he's the vet, but they haven't named a starter yet. So like that means to me it's up in the air.
Yeah.
And then you know yours, he's fun, obviously, but. Yeah, I think that's it. Wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Episode trace
3. Again, I always mention at the end of every episode when we were talking about starting this podcast. We said each episode will be 45 minutes long.
And here we are.
I think we average like an hour and a half each episode. But I enjoy it because we just get to talk. It's like
it's what it's all about, baby.
And this one's gonna be a lot easier to render because I don't have to do like a bunch of like screen sharing stuff. Like I didn't share the screen a lot, so
yeah.
It was a lot easier. Like the last episode was tough. Like I'm pretty like the Madden part, like it wouldn't render, and I said fuck it, I'll just upload it without the screen. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So like this will be up on YouTube. And then we'll have it up on Spotify and Apple. I finally got that up going, so leave a 5-star there. So I'm really happy about that. I was hoping to get that up and going. Because like it's more platforms. Subscribe to Desmond's channel. Subscribe to my channel.
Maybe if you subscribe, I'll start uploading. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And you know, I'm. This is going up after I upload a video, so.
Ooh.
And so like I'll probably I was gonna say if you hear from that video, because I usually do that when I promote it like on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But my video's going up before, so I can't really promote it. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Bye.